What do you think is the most surprising thing about Vice President Harris that people out there don't know?
That they don't know?
Yes, and that you can say on this stage without us both getting in trouble now.
Well, she's like normal. She's exceedingly normal. She's an awesome wife. She loves to have fun. She loves to cook. She loves her family. She loves music.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about probably the most unpopular politician in the country, Kamala Harris, who is not only hated by people on the right and conservatives, but also hated by people on the left as well, too, okay? However, according to the mainstream liberal media, like, for example, the cackling hens on The View, that's racism, right? It's all because of racism, because she's black, okay? Because she's black and a woman, okay? It's because of skin color, because she has a vagina, allegedly.
I think that she has gone on multiple occasions a little bit underprepared with some of the questions that she's been asked. Lester Holt asked her a pretty basic question that she couldn't answer. So I don't know if it's a staff thing. She's not prepared enough. Perhaps she's not expecting the questions. I don't know what it is, but I think that's the issue. This is like the fourth or fifth time.
What it is that they constantly question the qualifications of black women, and that's why people are saying that she's unprepared. And
I disagree. I think she's
you
a
can
very
disagree, but that's
woman.
the truth of it. And so this is based in racism. This is based in misogyny.
Now, I am genuinely curious about how the cackling hens on The View are going to spin this story right here about Kamala Harris reportedly getting booed at a NCAA men's basketball game, a March Madness game, that her alma mater, Howard University, was participating in. Okay, so Kamala went to this game. Okay, now the game was in Iowa. Harvard, her college, her university that she went to, was playing, and when she showed up, apparently, she was booed.
It's a little bit warmer here in D.C. than it was the last time, but in any event, it wasn't so warm for Kamala Harris here in the nation's capital. Now, D.C. is about 98% Democrats. I'm only exaggerating a little bit, and yet she was booed yesterday. March Madness crowd boos Kamala Harris at her alma mater's game. So they've got an arena here where the NBA, NHL, and then college basketball. So NCAA men's basketball starts yesterday, and we'll talk over this. She gets mentioned by the broadcasters, but she was later put on the big board, and the Associated Press reported she was there, of course, because her alma mater, Howard University, played. They lost, but they were kind of a Cinderella team, just good enough that they made it, and people were cheering for them, but not cheering for the vice president from Howard University. And this is like not Republican territory, Karen. This is where she should be loved. And the word salad VP, according to the Associated Press, was booed.
You know what strikes me about this more than anything? You know, where is this administration in actually talking to their constituents and the people that elected them into office? Like, shouldn't she be down, like, with the real Americans in the crowd, like, showing them who she is? No, she's sitting up in the box.
Well, how about East Palestine? Do you think she could go there? Or is it the fact that it's Trump country?
She's too good for that. Why would she do that? That's how these people think. It's unreal and unbelievable.
Yeah, so I wish there was actual footage of this, okay? I really do. I try my best to find the actual footage of her being booed. Maybe it will turn up on the internet after I post this video. That's kind of how it always goes, right? But again, I really wish I had it, okay? But again, the mainstream liberal media, like, you know, the Associated Press, those outlets, are reporting that she was, in fact, booed, which means that she probably got almost booed out of the arena if the liberal media is willing to report on somebody in the Biden administration, a Democrat, getting booed. Okay, it must have been bad. It must have been terrible. Now, her alma mater, Howard University, got blown out in this game. They lost like 96-68. And unfortunately, after the game, they suffered a fate that's worse than actually losing the game itself by having to listen to Kamala's word salad speech. Take a look.
You guys are so good. You guys are so good. You played hard. You played to the very last second. You made all us Bisons so proud. You hustled out there. You are smart. You are disciplined. You put everything you had into the game. And you know, that's what it's about, right? Until the last minute. You guys did that. You didn't stop until the last second. You did not stop. And that is so inspiring. So you keep playing with chin up and shoulders back. Because you showed the world who bison are, right? I mean, literally what you have done is in historic proportion. You know, I was at Howard back in the day where we were just happy that there was a game, much less getting to this place, right? And I see bison literally all over the world, and we've been talking about you, this team, you all, this team, this year, this team. You make us so proud. So I know you may not be feeling great right now, okay? But know who you are. You are excellence. You are hard work. You are powerful, and you are winners. All right? So please know that. Please know that, and I'll see you later. And if you guys ever want to come and do a White House tour, where's Coach? Where's Coach? There you are. Come, so we plan, if you guys want at some point, right? When it's like when you feel like playing hooky at Friday afternoon, whatever, just come and we'll do a White House tour, okay? All right, I'm so proud of you guys. So proud of you. All right, I'll see you later. Coach, thank you.
No, Kamala, I have to inform you that your team, your alma mater, they're not winners, right? They're actually losers, okay? There's nothing to celebrate when you lose. Even if, you wasn't supposed to be there, it was a kind of a rainbow, unicorn type season for them. Doesn't matter, right? If you lose, you lose, okay? And they got blown out, okay? There was nothing to celebrate there, okay? And if I was them, I would have just rather not heard that speech from the vice president because, again, she talks to people like children, okay? She didn't really say anything. I don't understand how this woman actually got elected to be a senator, right? I really don't get it. I really don't understand it, okay? I've never heard Kamala Harris talk and be like, oh, yeah, that woman is impressive. That woman has done things with her career in her life, okay? But, hey, I don't think Kamala got to where she is because of things that come out of her mouth. I actually think it's the exact opposite, okay? I think she got to where she is because of things that go into her mouth. Just ask Willie Brown and Montel Jordan, right? But, Kamala is not just hated by people in Iowa, okay, at a basketball game, an NCAA tournament in which her alma mater is playing. Her fans, right, Kamala stans, are actually turning on Kamala. Stans like Amanda Seals, who is disappointed in Kamala Harris and came out to express why she may not be supporting Kamala Harris any longer. Take a look.
When it comes to Kamala, I mean, listen, when Kamala said this ain't a racist country, she lost me, and she ain't got me back yet.
Well, we all know we're in a racist America. She has to know that she's in a racist America. Do you think that was her speaking to the hopes of not wanting to live in a racist America?
She can't do that.
Right.
We have shooters that are going into places and killing people because of their race. And then we're not calling it domestic terrorism. We have an entire culture of police that are killing black people and getting away with it because the law says they can. We have a country that was 1,000% built on the foundation of racism that now legislators are trying to pretend didn't happen and are getting that through and doing it on an education level and on a DEI level. You can't get in there in that position and then make such an egregiously false statement.
Yeah. So when people ask you what is the definition of woke, right, just show that video right there, okay? That is woke, okay? That is far left progressive social ideology, okay, being put on display, particularly when it comes to the issue of race, okay? That is woke, right? That is woke. But yeah, I mean, she's disappointed because Kamala said something that actually made sense for once, okay, about race in this country, which the far left woke revolutionaries don't really like, okay? They don't really like. But what they should be upset about is this interview here from the second simp in chief, aka the second gentleman in chief, Doug Emhoff, who allegedly is in a romantic relationship with Kamala Harris. I really don't believe it. But in this interview, he basically compared the backlash at school board meetings from parents concerned about their kids being indoctrinated with gender and racial ideology. He compared the backlash to the Holocaust. Take a look.
So I wish I didn't have to take this on, but we have all seen the uptick in anti-Semitism and violence, the uptick in hate against all communities, not just Jews. And with the help of the president and the vice president, really pushed me to get more engaged. And so the trip to Auschwitz, and if you haven't been to a concentration camp, it's a devastating experience. Like, it's going to haunt me for the rest of my life. And we went in there to memorialize International Holocaust Remembrance Day. And then I met with leaders in Poland and in Germany to talk about how we can combat hate and anti-Semitism. I also met some Ukrainian refugees who were there, and we need to support them. And I met one woman who was saved in the Holocaust in Germany, settled in Ukraine, and is now a refugee again back in Berlin, where she originally left as a Jew in the Holocaust. So these are the stories that are happening out there. And so this stuff is so important. This hate is interconnected. You see it in the discourse in the country right now. You see it in the divide that we have, and that just going to the school meeting, you see that hate that is out there. We've got to step up and speak out, and we've got to call out the cowards out there. People, as my wife likes to say, these so-called leaders, but she's right, because you can't be in leadership if you're not going to lead, and you can't be in leadership if you're not going to call out things that you know are wrong, that you obviously know are wrong. And that includes not speaking out on anti-Semitism, but also not speaking out on, trying to overthrow the government, trying to ban books, all these things that are ridiculous, and the vast majority of people in this country disagree with. And these people just sit there and they don't say a word. And that is inexcusable. And so I'm going to keep speaking out until we push back.
Yeah, so all the hate is interconnected, right? I don't know how else I could interpret that, okay, when you're talking about the Holocaust, and then you, again, say that all the hate is interconnected, and then you go into school board meetings where you talk about there's all a bunch of hate out there, and then, what happened on January 6th, and the GOP allegedly trying to ban books, which is not happening. It's totally a lie. These people love comparing and exaggerating things they disagree with on the right to the worst of the worst things in history, right? It shows you how desperate they are. It shows you how they're really losing on some of these subjects, right? Like, for example, again, I think when it comes to the book issue, okay, I guarantee you, if you polled most of the American people, not the way Democrats poll them, right, but the actual what is actually being done, do you agree with porn being in schools for kids? I guarantee you most people would say no, overwhelmingly. Okay, now you do got some freaks, liberals, who probably would agree with that, but I hope they're in the minority. Okay, I will hope so. On, again, a lot of this stuff from the Democrats, again, they love, again, throwing around comparisons to the Holocaust, talking about, hey, this is the worst threat on democracy, yada, 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 yada. Because they really don't have anything themselves, right? They don't have any real substantive counter arguments to what is going on from their political opponents outside of accusing it of being some type of hate and bigotry, right? All criticisms and everything they don't like is some type of hate and bigotry. It can't come from a place of, hey, we're trying to protect children. Hey, we don't want our children to be indoctrinated, right? Can't come from that. It has to be a place of hate and bigotry, which to me, again, it's just them, by definition, saying that, yeah, you're right. You're right. We don't have a real substantive argument against what you're doing, so therefore we're just going to accuse you of some type of bigotry. It's amazing how that works. Again, this guy, in my opinion, gives off a whole lot of simp vibes, right? I don't believe him and Kamala have a real relationship, okay? I believe that this is strictly business, okay? I've seen him kiss Jill on the lips more than I've actually seen him kiss Kamala on the lips. Every time he kisses Kamala, she's wearing a mask. He has no problem giving Jill a sloppy, wet, real kiss, though. Amazing how that works. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.